This room, this is where I've been hiding. Not from the world, but from myself. Surrounded by ghosts of what could have been. Unfinished notes, screaming with silent potential. A phone, buzzing with distractions I invited in. A life lived on someone else's terms, scrolling through their highlights while my own story gathered dust. Every morning, the alarm was a negotiation. Just 5 more minutes. Just one more day of comfort. Comfort. What a lie. Comfort was the cage. The clutter wasn't just physical, it was mental. A reflection of the chaos inside. Every excuse was a brick in the wall I was building around myself. Too tired. To busy. Not ready yet. Tomorrow. Always tomorrow. I used to look in the mirror and not recognize the person staring back. The fire in his eyes was gone, replaced by a dull, resigned flicker. I told myself this was just how life was. You get older, you settle. You accept the hand you're dealt. But deep down, a voice whispered, no. It was a faint whisper at first, easily drowned out by the noise of everyday excuses. But it never truly went away. It was the voice of the person I was supposed to be, trapped under layers of apathy and fear. Fear of failure, sure, but even more terrifying. Fear of what I might actually be capable of if I truly tried. This is the story of how I stopped listening to the lies. It's the story of how I decided to fight back. Not against anyone else, but against the weakest version of myself. This isn't a highlight reel. This is the raw, unfiltered truth of what it takes to reclaim your life. It starts with a single decision. A declaration of war against mediocrity. A promise to yourself that tomorrow is no longer in your vocabulary. It starts right here, right now. The first casualty of this war was my comfort zone. I started with the room. Each piece of trash I threw away felt like shedding a layer of old skin. Clearing the clutter wasn't just about tidying up. It was about creating space. Space to think. Space to breathe. Space to become someone new. It was a physical manifestation of a mental reset. I scrubbed floors on my hands and knees, and with each motion, I felt like I was scrubbing away the grime of self-pity that had accumulated for years. Then came the phone, the endless scroll, the digital anesthetic that kept me numb and passive. I held it in my hand and saw it for what it had become, a thief. It was stealing my time, my focus, my dreams. So I did what I had to do. Delete. Each app that vanished was a chain breaking. The silence was deafening at first. The urge to pick it up, to check, to scroll, was a physical craving. But I sat with the discomfort. I let it wash over me. And in that silence, for the first time in a long time, I heard my own thoughts again. The next step was to face the blank page. The unfinished notes were a painful reminder of my inaction. But instead of letting them mock me, I used them. I took a fresh sheet of paper and a pen. No screens, no distractions. And I wrote, not what I thought I should write, but what I truly wanted. My goals. My vision. What did I want my life to look like in 1 year? In 5 years? I didn't hold back. I wrote with a desperate honesty. Seeing it there, in my own handwriting, made it real. It wasn't just a fleeting thought anymore. It was a target. A destination. Then came the hardest part, the alarm clock. My old nemesis. I set it for a time that made my stomach churn. For 30 a.m., when the darkness outside was absolute and the world was still asleep. The first morning, every cell in my body screamed no. The warmth of the bed was a siren's call. But I remember the promise I made. I swung my legs out of bed before my brain could even register a protest. That first step onto the cold floor was a victory. Putting on my running shoes in the pitch black felt like gearing up for battle. The empty streets were my training ground. The only sounds were my own breathing and the pounding of my feet on the pavement. Every stride was a rebellion against the man I used to be. The pain was real. My lungs burned. My legs ached. There were moments I wanted to stop, to walk, to give up. But then I'd picture him, the old me, still in bed, hitting snooze. And I'd push harder. I wasn't just running. I was running away from him. The work didn't end there. After my day job, when everyone else was winding down, I was winding up. I'd come home, not to the couch, but to my desk. The same desk that was once a monument to procrastination was now my command center. I studied. I worked on my side project. I built. The candle on my desk was more than just light. It was a symbol, a single, defiant flame against the overwhelming darkness of exhaustion and doubt. My social life took a hit. I missed parties. I said no to invitations. I had to explain to people that I was on a mission. Some understood, some didn't. But I realized that the only person's approval I truly needed was the one I saw in the mirror every morning. And slowly, I started to see him, the man I was meant to be. The fire in his eyes was back, burning brighter than ever. It wasn't fueled by fleeting motivation. It was fueled by discipline. Motivation gets you started, but discipline is what keeps you going when the feelings fade. Discipline is showing up for yourself, especially on the days you don't want to. It's choosing the hard path, the path of growth, over and over again, until it becomes who you are. This journey isn't about reaching some magical finish line. There is no finish line. It's about the process. It's about falling in love with the struggle, with the grind, with the daily act of becoming. The shadow of my former self is still there, a reminder of where I came from. But it no longer walks in front of me. It follows behind, smaller and smaller with every step I take toward the light. If you're watching this and any of this resonates with you, know this, you are not alone. That feeling of being stuck, of watching your own life from the sidelines, is a prison of your own making. But you also hold the key. It's not a magic pill. It's not a secret formula. It's a choice you have to make every single day. Start small. Clean your room. Delete one app. Write down one goal. Go for a 10-minute walk. The size of the action doesn't matter. What matters is the act of starting. Build momentum. One good decision leads to another. One small victory builds the confidence for a bigger one. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting to feel inspired. The moment is now. Your life is happening right now. You have the power to change the narrative. You are the author of your story. So pick up the pen and start writing a new chapter. The one where you stop making excuses and start making progress. The one where you become the hero of your own life. It will be the hardest thing you ever do. And it will be the best thing you ever do. The fight is not over. It has just begun. Thank you for watching.